What is happening, everybody, and welcome. This is episode number 65 of RizzoCast. I'm Steven Rissotto. And if you've watched some of the recent episodes, you've noticed that we've been joined by somebody recently. Jasper Lindsey is here, and he's going to be co-hosting with us here. So, Jasper, do you kind of want to introduce yourself to the listeners and the people?
Yeah, I'm Jasper Lindsey, a washed-up baseball player just like Steve. So
Mm-hmm.
we definitely have the same view of things. But I'm really excited to be a part of RizzoCast. I think I have some pretty good takes on the game, both a traditionalist and a little bit of a let the kids play guy. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm really excited to be here, though.
Yeah, so I feel bad because we kind of left the audience hanging. We
Yeah.
did those first few episodes with you, and they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?" So there you are, and you are going to a new school in the fall. Is that right?
Future Badger, baby, Wisconsin.
There we go, Wisconsin. So, anyways, this is the first show I think that I've ever done without a guest, and that's crazy. And 65, crazy to think that there's been over 60 people on this show, and now we're finally doing like kind of a solo one, a banter show.
Yeah.
But I was never able to do it because I would just be yelling at myself. So here we go. But we're ready to go, and there's a lot going on in the game today, of course. Let's start with the obvious here, and it's something that we haven't really got into, and maybe we'll have some experts on in the future. But Jasper, there's a lot of talk right now around foreign substances and pitchers using the sticky stuff, right?
This is stuff. Spider tack,
Spider
sunscreen,
tack,
all
sunscreen,
sorts of different
rosin.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's wild to me because first of all, this has happened. Disclaimer here: this has happened for hundreds of years. Or I shouldn't say hundreds, 150 years of baseball. It's happened, and now there's finally some interesting. I mean, first of all, baseball's offense is horrible. There's a collected like 237 or 238 batting average, and people are just hungry for offense. And now there's finally a look at these pitchers that are doing this stuff, and it's a lot of them. It's the vast majority of them. Uh, what do you think about the spider? Like, what do you think? Not just the spider tack, but what do you think about all the foreign substances in the league today?
Well, I mean, you see what Garrett Cole said, and I think this is probably the best way of putting it, where he was talking about how, you got guys in the clubhouse, you got veterans, they're passing down like the snot ball, messing up the baseball, like doing all this stuff. It's a tradition in the game for pitchers, man. I mean, it's been
Mm-hmm.
around since the beginning of baseball. And I mean, yeah, it gives you competitive advantage. It's not on par with PEDs, I'd say. But I think this all really comes down to the incompetence of Major League Baseball as a whole. I mean, they've known that this stuff has been going on for so long, and the fact that they just want to sweep it under the rug until some reporters like, oh, hey, some guy in the Angels is selling his own concoction to pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can we just figure this? Like, they are just so stupid, and I'm just, yeah, Major League Baseball needs to figure this the fuck out because it's getting really annoying, and they can't seem to get on the right track.
Did you see what Garrett Cole said? Did you watch the press conference where Garrett
Oh my
Cole had
god,
the?
dude, he's
They said,
such a
"Have
clown.
have you ever used spider tack?"
Oh, it's complicated. Shut the fuck, dude. Garrett Cole, man, who is this guy?
No, it's. I was shocked. Well, I'm not shocked because Garrett Cole's spin rate and Tyler Glasnow's spin rate, who we'll get to in just a second, everybody's spin rate's going up. I know the Dodgers relievers, like all of them, like consecutively on the leaderboard of spin rates, I think. Um, and it's so intriguing to me, this whole thing, because I know it's not steroids, right? It's not,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the same effect, especially like on your physical health, but I would put it up there as a pretty big time scandal. Maybe not as big as steroids, not as probably big as the Houston cheating scandal, which I think teams are still doing, and teams other than the Astros have done as well for a lot of years. But here's my main issue with the foreign substances. And Tyler Glasnow alluded to this in his press conference where he said, I tore my UCL, and I think me not using a foreign substance had a lot to do with that. And here's my response. Okay. I agree on a lot of the things he said, and especially that he said that it should not happen now. It should have
Yeah.
already happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It's been
should have
around for
already
like,
happened.
here's the thing, is that it doesn't really even feel like a scandal just because everyone's known it's been going on. Like the fact that the MLB just decided to act now halfway through the season is ridiculous. Like they need to just figure this out. It's ridiculous. I'm just spinning it's ridiculous after it's ridiculous because
Mm-hmm.
it's mind-boggling the MLB can't figure out a way in which they can put down the hammer before it's too late. They're always playing catch up when it comes to these things. With the Astros, they were playing catch up. With steroids, they were playing catch up. They'll throw you out in front of Congress. They find scapegoats that they can use to kind of be the faces of these scandals when really it's the MLB's incompetence as a whole that needs to be blamed.
Yeah, I also think they screwed it up with the baseballs. I think that there's a big difference with the baseballs for some years there. I think they're obviously deadened now, and that's why we're not seeing the offensive I don't know. No, that's not why we're not seeing the offensive production. But my main point is that the baseballs are severely inconsistent. And when I say that, I mean, you know, I heard that Peter Moylan, who was a pitcher with the Braves, relief pitcher for a long time, brought up a point that MLB, they have pearls, which are the nice clean baseballs, and before each game they rub them with dirt. And by the time the pitchers get it, they're all dusty. And in order to get any kind of grip, you do need something. And rosin doesn't help. Listen to these pitchers talk about rosin. They don't even go to the bag and on the back of the mound. They don't even touch it. So like it's weird because I think the new one and that everybody's using, or at least Glasnow was using, was the sunscreen and rosin.
Yeah.
So it gives you a grip, and I understand that pitchers need grips, and it's not fair when the balls are juiced because pitchers feel the need to use the stuff to keep up. I don't
Well,
blame them.
here's the thing though. When the balls were juiced, pitchers were still dominating.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing new. The MLB just they find these little nicks and these little things to try and fix their game, but they just focus on the wrong thing. They don't attract the overall issues, which is, hey, players aren't playing the game the way they used to.
Yeah, and I agree with Glasnow, the point where he said, hey, I just threw 70 to 80 innings, and we're going to do this now. And he
Yeah.
said that, it's difficult. And hold on, I'm going to try and find it. I have a baseball somewhere here. Here it is. I always have one lying around. But there's the thing, like where see, Glasnow would have to, it would be pretty, he wouldn't have to hold it tight in his hand. But now cold turkey, which he said that he pitched against the Nationals without any substance, he had to grip the ball deep in his hand, and he had to, harder, and it went deep into his forearm muscles, and the forearm is connected to the elbow.
Yeah.
And it's stress, and I could see how that could, be a cause for injury. But are the pitchers victims here? Like, what do you think? Are the pitchers victims?
Some are and some aren't. Like, so when this whole first broke, there were rumors of the Angels pitching coach like making his own kind of sticky juice. It had spider tack, it had zinc, it had all sorts of different stuff. And those guys who would go to that dugout and buy it, like, yeah, definitely, I think they're wrong. But the guys who are just using sunscreen and rosin, like, if you're putting on sunscreen before a game and you happen to go to the rosin bag, like, you're gonna have that on your hands anyways, So as much as I want to blame pitchers here, I think they kind of have a way out of this because of the timing. And that's the angle they're taking. And cool, Trevor Bauer's going to get to talk some shit for a while, and it's going to be funny, and we're going to have some content, and everyone's going to hate on Rob Manfred, and the whole cycle will start again where, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the MLB is going to do. They have a timing problem, both at the plate and I guess on a corporate level. So they need to figure it out.
No, I was gonna say the same thing. I was, because some people aren't trying, or some pitchers aren't trying to be mischievous with it. Like Glasnow, I don't think he has any intentions of being mischievous. He said,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm 6'7" or however tall
Yeah,
he is.
his hands are huge. He doesn't need anything to get a spin rate like that.
Yeah, he already has a good spin rate," he said, and hitters already see his pitches at 50 feet, right? Because he's so tall, he's got the long stride. But I think some guys that are using spider tack, I mean, that's definitely mischievous. I
Yeah.
mean, just just Google a picture of spider tack. I mean, it's crazy. That's the stuff that sticks to the ball sticks to your hand, and like
Yeah.
that stuff is mischievous. So, like, I mean, I think that there should be like a universal substance that they could use where, let it be the rosin in the sunscreen. Put like a rag in the back of the mound. That's what everybody's saying. There should be a universal substance, not used for spin rate, not used for movement. And I should mention that spin rate would increase, but if
Yeah.
it increases a little bit, fine. If they could get a grip, just give them a grip. Give them a grip. That's my one side of it. My other side, that I keep going back to is like, God, would teachers like let a cheating student keep trying to finish a test?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And the crackdowns, that's going to be interesting, like how they're going to go about that.
Honestly, I don't think umpires are going to be able to tell when a guy's using a foreign substance or not.
Well, they already can't.
Exactly.
Nobody sees this happen except when you're on Instagram and some random person zooms in on,
Yeah,
a
unless
guy.
John Boy is like pointing it out with his
Yeah.
camera. I mean, my whole thing with this is just the MLB is like, okay, spider tack must be the reason the offense is down, but it's not. It's the hitter's approach, and you've talked about this, Steve.
Yes.
Like hitters are trying to get the ball in the air. It's not the pitcher's fault that these guys are batting 100 and Yasmani Grandal has a 398 OBP, but he's batting 155. It just makes utterly no sense.
Well, there's 800 Dave Kingmans, and
Yeah,
there's
there you go.
800 Reggie Jacksons, and there's 800 Adam Dunns, and everybody in the lineup is trying to do one thing, and it's hit the ball 450 feet. And when you do that, you give up a lot of bat to ball, hand-eye coordinate, whatever. I mean, it's a troubling approach, and I think there's a lot of. I mean, these guys are so strong with the way they're conditioned, and they do their off-season routine, and they're lifting. I mean, you go on Instagram during the off-season, it's a display of guys getting stronger, deadlifting a lot, right? And
Noah
then you
Syndergaard is the strongest man to be injured all the time.
he is. But like you go online and like if these guys could add just like a little, and launch angle is the biggest scam in my opinion.
Yep.
Because I feel like you could hit home runs without hitting them at a certain launch angle. And you don't even need to sacrifice power. Like you don't. And I know home runs pay, and I know ground balls don't pay. Exit velocity, I'm completely in on. But launch angle, like it just doesn't make any sense because I feel like a home run is a home run, no matter what.
Yeah. And the other thing is, guys are throwing 100 miles per hour. You don't even need to generate the power anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
you put the bat on the ball, it's sailing through the gap. And like honestly, you put bat to ball, it's coming off as hard as it's thrown, if not harder. You're going to hit it 110 miles per hour. So I really just don't see the need to get the ball in the air.
Speaking of home runs at a big pace, and this is going to be the best transition I'll ever
Oh, a little
do.
segue
There
here.
we go. Shohei Ohtani is our first ever, or at least this year, first confirmed participant in the home run derby in Colorado. Which, by the way, home run derbies are made for Colorado. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if you're playing MLB The Show, like that's the place you want to go because that's the place you have the chance at hitting like 500 feet homers. And it's going to be so entertaining to watch, especially with Shohei Ohtani now confirmed in it. Um, I'm speechless about what this guy could do on a baseball field, and I feel like this is just he's the face of the game. I think he's overtaken it. Fernando Tatis is 1B, Shohei Ohtani's 1A.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you got a guy who can get on the mound and throw 100 miles per hour and then step up to the plate and hit the ball 500 feet dead center. It's crazy to see. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised ESPN isn't all over this. They still love the AL East, or no, the NL East. But I mean, Shohei Ohtani in prime time, it needs to happen. And we finally get in the home run derby. This is honestly, I think this All-Star game could be potentially a turning point for baseball. Like if you can market this the right way and get your stars seen by fans, I think you're going to be on a better track, and you're going to step away from the sticky substance. You're going to step away from the Astros scandal, and you're going to get back to playing Major League Baseball the way it was meant to be played.
They got to take advantage of it. That's for sure. They have to, like you said, because I think baseball has the best all-star game.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're not doing enough to, by far they have the best all-star game. Like the Pro Bowl's a joke.
Yep.
Whatever the NBA is doing is overshadowed by
by how confusing it is.
Yes, exactly. Baseball's got the best. They got the fans are involved. They're involved in the voting process.
Man, I wish it still counted for who had home field advantage in the World Series.
Yeah. I could go either way with that. I could do without it. I could be in for it. I don't care. But they got to figure out a way to take. I like what they're doing with the getting the interview. It's a little weird being interviewed in the outfield.
But it works. I mean, it's better than what they had before, huh?
Yeah. But I think, and one thing about the Ohtani thing that's funny to me is it used to only be all-stars, right? That were like, I'll get to the point about Ohtani being an all-star, but it used to only be like players on the team that would compete in the home run derby, like players on the all-star team. And like there would always be that one random player there that wasn't elected to the all-star game, but was there for the home run derby and like was wearing the batting practice jersey and everything. So like it's such a big move committing to the home run derby this early because it's like, I'm going to be there. So yeah, sure. I'll participate for the home run derby while I'm there.
Show knows he's going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, to your point, like look at Vladdy Guerrero a couple of years ago. Like,
yeah, he wasn't an all-star.
Yeah, he wasn't an all-star, but they wanted to see him play. And that is probably the best marketing move baseball's made in a while.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else did it one time too. It was really early in like, was it Todd Frazier? I don't think he was an all-star.
I don't know. He was like sneaky good those Mets years. There were some years I think he was an all-star. He might have been. I don't know.
But no, it's just because it used to be different. And like they used to have the players pick, like there used to be captains and stuff.
Yeah. I feel like Jock Peterson's one of those guys who wasn't an all-star, but they had in the home run derby.
Oh, so Frazier's a 2-time all-star.
Yeah.
Jock Peterson is a 1-time all-star, so he might have competed in the event in 20.
Yeah, because I remember it was him and Vladdy going back to back.
Yeah.
They'd go to overtime. And did Jock win that one? I forget.
Yeah, Jock was an all-star in 2015. But did he compete in the home run derby in 2015? I feel like Vlad wasn't there yet.
No, he competed. They both competed in 2019. So
wow. So he wasn't an all-star.
Yeah, two guys who weren't all-stars.
And not that you have to be an all-star to compete in the home run derby.
No,
but I'm just saying that's how it used to be, and it's such a big move for Shohei Ohtani to say, yeah, and he had to have been invited, right? I mean,
absolutely. Or maybe honestly, at this point, he was probably
he could do anything.
Called up Rob Manfred's like, hey, put me in the home run derby.
Yeah, because you're not gonna have some random guy on,
Well, how do you say no to the face of your game?
No, you can't. But you could say no to like Wilmer Flores if he asked to be in the home run derby or something. I just thought of.
Dude, you think Rob Manfred's even picking up if Wilmer Flores calls? Come on now.
I know. Who knows? But no, it's gonna be a fun home run derby. I can't wait for these names to spill out.
Yeah.
Because home run derby, as much as people thought, think of it as like a passing event, a yearly thing, it's an event. And whenever I think of, and here's one thing that needs to be done: gates at ballparks need to be open earlier, because batting practice needs to be marketed as like an event. Because kids, I used to love going early and watch batting practice and try to get to left field.
Absolutely.
Like right away, right when the gates open. Why isn't that happening anymore? Like the Giants, for example, they take batting practice.
Steve, there's this little thing called a global pandemic going on still. That makes it a little
even
hard.
Before the global pandemic. The Giants take batting practice before the gates even open. So
yeah, okay, yeah. So you always see the away team. I mean, as a Rockies fan, I always love that because I could just pull up to AT&T, chat it up with who was it at the time? Aaron Cook and Jeff Francis in the outfield.
Name dropping. Okay.
Hey, how'd you do it? But yeah, it's always funny that they don't let you watch the home team take batting practice. I've always found that really interesting.
Yeah, I guess privacy maybe, but like what kid doesn't want to be in the outfield with their team hitting and shag fly balls? That's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
Like,
like even let kids on the field, like let it be like the home run derby, you
yeah,
know?
I always hear baseball people talk about watching Mark McGwire take BP in St. Louis. Like it was a whole event. Like
Yeah.
everybody would stop, the opposing team would come out, watch Mark McGwire take BP. I guess now that home runs aren't like as sexy as they once were, and they're more of
I don't
like
know.
an
I mean, what like they always show you footage of the game when Giancarlo takes batting practice. I remember I was watching a Giants game once and they just showed footage of him hitting it off the glove. Like who doesn't want to see that?
I know. Yeah. They got to market that as like a bigger event. Um for sure, for sure. And I can't wait for Coors Field Home Run Derby. I know I keep
Yeah.
coming back to that. Um
Who are your other picks for the Coors Field home run derby? Who else do you want to see?
that's good. Vlad for sure.
Vlad,
Fernando Tatis Jr. Um who else do I want to see up there?
right? I think we're gonna see either Nick Castellanos or Jesse Winker.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
There's got to be at least one red in there. Yeah, who else is just tearing the cover off the ball these days? Oh, Matt Olson probably. We'll see Matt Olson. He's
Yeah,
sneakily at 18 home runs already.
yeah, I like how sometimes they include like the low end, not home run. Well, Bregman hits bombs. Bregman's a home run hitter.
Yeah.
But like not a home run derby home run hitter. Like when he
Yeah, yeah,
participated
yeah.
in the home run derby, he just, line drives. And I guess that's the name of the game. Now you want to hit more line drives with the timer, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, I
So
think Castellanos would be a good pick for the home run derby.
yeah, and Castellanos has power to kind of all fields. He can make it interesting.
Although Rob Manfred hates him, so
Acuna.
Acuna, there you go.
Yeah, Acuna had
Completely
power to
blanking
all
on
fields
Acuna.
too. Freddie Freeman,
Yeah,
yeah.
Freddie Freeman,
Aaron Judge is never. I mean, you can't go wrong with
Judge.
that.
Well, are we going to officially say Giancarlo is back, or are we going to still put him on kind of the injury?
I feel like every time we say that, he like strains his oblique.
Right. So, I mean, if he's healthy, I'll take Giancarlo in the home run
Yeah.
derby. Easy.
I mean, I guess I could do a quick poll up of like the home run leaders if that will
Let's
do
get
me any
it.
good. So yeah, Tatis is 22, Guerrero's 22.
I think
This
we'll
is
see Tatis in it.
yeah, Otani's 21. Olson's 19, and then there's a two-way tie with Acuna. Salvador Perez from Kansas City's there too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Salvador Perez quietly have himself a senior season.
And maybe, just maybe, if the Rockies' one representative is Ryan McMahon.
I would love to see Ryan McMahon in a home run derby. I mean, I think left field is going to be the big key to this home run derby. I mean, you're going to see guys parking in like the third row.
Yeah, that could definitely be a
Rafael Devers, maybe.
Devers
Luis
is on there. Yeah,
Garcia.
Altuve's gotten on a surge recently
Altuve's
with
gone on a surge, but the rest of their lineup hasn't. We may see Javi Baez. I don't know. It's going to be so funny seeing all these Cubs All Stars in their jersey for the last time. Although the Cubs are playing well enough where they probably won't trade anyone now, huh?
Yeah, that was a big topic going in. I think they'll kind of hang on to some of their guys.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what David Ross is doing, but he clearly has this team rolling.
yeah. And by the way, Altuve in his last 2 weeks, 8 homers.
8 homers.
The last week he's had 4. So he's had a big week offensively.
Altuve, man. Yeah, that's the one guy who I was kind of hoping his fall off was true, but I knew he was going to come back, have himself another good year.
So who would we pick? Let's pick some guys for the All-Star game. I have my ballot here up. We'll make some selections. We did this beforehand, but I guess we'll do it again here. I mean, American League first base, there's only one guy you could pick here. Even though Matt Olson and Jared Walsh and Miguel Sano, they've been so good.
Yeah.
But man, it's hard to go against Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah, I always forget that he's not the third baseman anymore.
Yeah, that could go in. I mean, 1.102 OPS, 22 homers,
You got to go
336. I mean, yeah, he's the guy. First base is tricky. I mean, Freddie Freeman's hasn't gotten hot yet. I had a lot of trouble with first base.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. It looks like Max Muncy's in first place. At least that's what it says on my computer.
Yeah,
Am I
Muncie
am I
has the
reading
best
that right?
OPS.
That's crazy. Um, yeah, I could see Freddie. I mean, you kind of have to give it to Freddie Freeman. I don't know who else is going to compete with him. I mean, Pete Alonso's kind of regressed a little bit.
He's been hurt
Uh,
too.
yeah, he's been hurt. Goldschmidt is maybe finally starting to show his age. Reese Hoskins can always hit the crap out of the ball, but he just hasn't done anything
I think
lately.
it's a 3-man race. I think it's Jesus Aguilar, who's been sneaky good, Muncie, who's hurt right now, and Freeman, who is
I'm
just,
going Freddie Freeman.
yeah, I mean, Freeman, although he's not having a great year, and, but fans are going to probably give him support. And the way they're doing this
Yeah,
now, there's different rounds. So he's probably going to move
yeah,
on. And he's a guy you want to see in these games.
absolutely.
Um, I think I'll put Max Muncy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. The National League is just deprived of first baseman lately. But I
Yeah.
think, if we're being honest, throughout history, I think the American League's always had the more dominant first baseman, just because they can kind of either double as a DH or first baseman.
Yeah. And then second base, I mean, Marcus Simeon is leading right now in that category.
Yeah, can't blame them.
Altuve second. Again, there's not a lot of production here at second base. We're not
Nick
seeing this.
Madrigal batting 305, but done for the year. That's
Yeah,
tough.
he won't be there. Yeah, so again, 2-man race. And yeah, 2-man race between Simeon and Altuve. And I think Simeon's story's been pretty well. So I'd probably go with him.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I'm
then
going with Simeon too.
I had a lot of trouble in the National League with second baseman.
Yeah,
Albies leading the charge. I originally picked Frazier because the Pirates need someone there,
yeah.
and he's going to be the guy, I think.
I mean, I'm going with McMahon. I don't think he'll be a starter, but my number 2 pick, and this is going to be real sneaky. I'm going Jazz Chisholm.
Okay.
I think he's starting to finally understand what Major League pitching is like. And I mean, not that he ever didn't, but it's really starting to show now. I mean, he's just been on a tear lately. And he's honestly one of my picks to have one of the stronger second halves in the National League.
Yeah, I would. I mean, Adam Frazier leading the league in average. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it to Frazier.
you know
But
what? I might change course. I might go Ozzy Albies. I'll stick with the Reddit. I'll stick with the narrative here that the great baseball fans are picking.
yep.
Third base is a little tough too. I mean, there's a
Not
lot
really.
of
It's Rafael Devers. The American League is so bad at third base.
you can't. Oh, Devers. Yeah, yeah. I might go Devers. I had a slight thought about Yohan Moncada or Jose Ramirez, but I think I'll agree. And
What happened to Anthony? Is Anthony Rendon hurt? Because there's no reason this man should only have 4 home runs.
he's been hurt. Yes, I think he's back now. But
Man.
Rendon's tenure in Anaheim has not been friendly to him. I don't
Yeah,
think.
what's up with the Angels and just signing big name free agents and then having them play average?
In his career with the Angels so far in 2 years, so 2020 was abbreviated. He's almost had the same amount of at bats. He's about 20 at bats away from his last year total in 52 games. Last year was really good. 146 OPS plus, was doing really, really well. And then this year, battling through injuries, he's been not good, below
Yeah, he
average
needs to get healthy.
offensively, with only a 314 on base. So
I
not
mean, listen,
fun.
besides needing to get more starting pitching, the Angels need to get him to turn it on if they want to make a push late in the season.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, for sure. Third base, I had an issue with here in the National League. Okay. I know Chris Bryant's the sexy name on here and he's leading the voting, but he's barely played first base.
Third base.
Third base, sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, listen, I had a moment last year where I was able to play Taysom Hill at quarterback, or no, at tight end, because he was starting as a quarterback and I was able to get fantasy points. So I'm going to go with the same thing here and count Chris Bryant at third base.
Fair. I mean, I guess my alternative would be Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, and
I mean, don't sleep on Austin Riley.
I'm still heartbroken over Nolan Arenado, so I don't want to give him any votes, but
Yeah. I'll go with Bryant, but
Yeah,
I
sometimes you gotta
stand
go.
by my opinion that he has not played enough third base for me to put him there.
Fair enough, but I don't think the average fan is going to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
So.
true. And then shortstop in the American League. Oh, I think it's Bogarts or
Bogarts. I'm going TA.
okay, yeah. Was
Ben
hurt early in the
306.
year. Definitely a guy who could be there.
But also, guys, just fun to watch play the game.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Bogarts, but I think Bo Bichette will end up there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's
He's
another
really
one of those
good.
guys who could easily be the face of baseball if he turns it on.
Yeah. And then National League. I mean, there's no question Fernando Tatis Jr.
Actually, I'm going Francisco Lindor.
Yes. Love to see
Yeah.
it.
No, you got to go Fernando Tatis.
And then
Catcher.
catcher. Well, Salvador Perez slam dunk in the although Yasmani Grandal, I mean, all my friends in the sabermetric community are going to make an argument that he should be there. And
He's
he's second
such
in the voting.
he's such an anomaly. It makes no sense. How are you going to bat 153 but have the one of the best on base percentages in the league? It's
Well,
insane.
Astros fans are showing up in the voting. Martin Maldonado third, and he's got a 558 OPS. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll go with Perez. He's been an animal at the plate. He's having a career year. National League, it's difficult because Posey hasn't played. He's, not playing as consistently as he had.
Yeah. But I mean, he's still batting 333. What?
Yeah,
You got to give it
I
to him.
still, I would go him. I mean, Molina's getting some support there too. He's been hurt. Contreras there too. Yeah, Posey would probably be the guy.
Yeah. Then in the outfield, who do we like there?
Well, it's a shame that Trout's leading the voting. He's hurt. He's been hurt for like a month now, right?
Yeah, huh? Isn't he supposed to be out for 6 weeks?
That'd be hilarious if he makes the team. Um,
Well, I mean, you got Byron Buxton. That's another guy who's hurt.
he's
But
also
still getting the
hurt.
vote. Yeah.
Oh, who did I originally put here? In the Cedric Mullins, I had one of them.
Yeah. I had Cedric. I mean, you got it. I mean, talk about a turnaround because this is a guy who was like leading towards bust, but he has really bounced back in a big way for
Yeah,
them.
I'll put Aaron Judge there too.
Yeah, I think you got to go Judge, and then
That third spot.
Mitch
That's
Haniger. Maybe? No, you
maybe
got to go Garcia. At least give the Rangers something to look forward to.
okay. Yeah, I could see it. I'm trying to find an alternative, but I think Garcia, would be the guy.
Maybe you can give it to Benintendi, but I just haven't seen anything big out of him either.
We'll go with Kyle Tucker. We'll switch it up a little bit.
No, that's
Put
a good
Kyle
one. There you
Tucker
go.
in the outfield. All right, National League. I mean, there's three guys that need to be in the starting outfield. Ronald Acuna is one of them.
Yeah.
Castellanos, and then our friend Jesse Winker. Yeah, I'd go with those three. What about DH? DH is there's
Man, that's gonna be. It's so crazy that the Reds are just one of these teams that can just hit the cover off the baseball.
I
They
know.
can't seem to pitch, and on paper, their staff is not bad. I mean, what you got?
Sonny Gray,
Sonny Gray,
Castillo.
Castillo is just such a letdown this year, man. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
I don't know what's happened to him. He just does not look like the same guy. I know his pitch usage is
With his sticky substances too, man, and he still can't get it done. What's going on here?
yeah, he's pitched just over 70 innings and he's still holding on to the 437 FIP. So
Sheesh.
fun. But for DH in the American League,
there's only one
okay.
answer. It's Ohtani.
Yeah, there is only one answer, and I will vote Shohei Ohtani, but it's impossible to leave Nelson Cruz and JD Martinez out of the conversation.
Absolutely. Nelson Cruz, JD Martinez.
We'll give them credit here. We'll say good job.
I hate to say it, but even Yordan Alvarez.
Yes, those other three guys definitely worthy. Austin Meadows should be up there too. He's been great. Ryan Mountcastle, great.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm excited for Mountcastle. If he can get it going and the Astros get Adley Rutschman up there, I mean, that's a pretty bad 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah, shout out. And as we get closer, we'll talk more about starting pitching. But there's one other thing we wanted to do real quick before we head off, and we were going to answer a few of these questions. Someone on Twitter posted a kind of a baseball question thread type thing. So shout out to at SF Giants Kate for this idea.
SFK.
We'll kind of roll through these, I guess. Let's see. I'm gonna go to my random. There's 40 questions here, and I'll go to my handy dandy random number generator. And if you don't know how to make a decision, and there's certain things that you need to make, like there's certain options, random number generator comes in clutch so much for me.
No free ads, but random number generator. Get it?
Yes, random number generator on Google. Okay, so it gives me 28. Favorite baseball YouTube video. That's tough.
Oh, I think I got it right off the bat.
Okay.
It's the one that got John Boy famous when it was what's his name? Kelly for Louisville, and he gets off the mound and he's just yelling "fuck you" at the Anderville dugout. That's got to be my favorite baseball YouTube video of all time.
Yeah, all of John Boy's breakdowns are great. But this was more something that serviced on Twitter, but I'll go with what do I want to go with? I thought I was going to go with the Terry Collins.
Oh, that was my second choice. The Terry Collins is all
Terry
time.
Collins, Tom Hallion, Noah Syndergaard throwing behind Chase Utley.
You got to give us a shot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Terry, you had your shot.
But I like when, baseball players wear mics.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And I like those random compilations like MLB 1 in a billion, or I was watching one this morning, MLB friend videos. Have you seen those? It's like Javi Baez and Francisco Lindor and Elvis and Adrian Beltre. I mean, those are good videos too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good baseball. Worst ways to lose games. I watched that one.
Yeah.
I mean, those are good as well. And let's plug in another one here. Number 12 is favorite game, our last game you went to.
Last game I went to was the Cubs game where Patrick Wisdom went deep twice and Chris Bryant robbed, I believe it was Buster Posey, of the game-tying home run in the ninth.
Ooh, who hit that ball? I think Mauricio Dubon hit that.
Dubon, yeah.
But I was at that game too. But the last game that I went to was on, let's see, today's the 19th. I went to the game on the 17th. So Wednesday night between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. And the Giants won. They hit 5 home runs in the game. That was the first time they did that since 2003. So that was the last game that I went to. Let's plug another one in here. 23. Who's going to win the World Series? Jeez. Loaded question.
Is nobody an answer? Because I don't think there's any clear-cut world champion.
There's not a clear cut. That's the thing.
Which is going to make for a great postseason because it's going to be anyone's game. But you know what? I'm going to give Bob Melvin his first. I think the A's find a way to finally get it done.
Okay.
That's a hot take, but I'll sit on it.
With Trevor Story as the shortstop?
Trevor Story is the shortstop, and
Max Scherzer.
Not Max Scherzer. Give me Shane Bieber as their game 1 starter.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm shocked the Indians haven't completely sold off all their pieces. That's always been interesting to me.
Ramirez they always have a starting pitcher that somehow becomes really good. Like, look at Savale or whatever his name is.
Kluber was kind of a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That was a loaded question.
They always have like 3 studs who get them going, and then another one pops up out of nowhere. Or Carlos Carrasco comes back from chemo, and they all of a sudden get everything going,
Yeah.
That's just the Indians brand of baseball these days. But how about you, Steve? Who's your World Series pick?
I'll go with the Dodgers. I'll stick on their I mean, we haven't seen the best of them, and I know
we haven't seen the best of them, but what if this is Dodgers baseball?
I know there's going to be a time. I know people are going to say like, well, we're in June, and that's true, but I still think that there's, they haven't gotten hot. They haven't gone on that roll where they won 15 of 17.
Yeah.
So the best is yet to come.
We'll see.
All right, we'll do a few more of these here. 31, where's the thread? 31 is favorite piece of merch you have.
I got a Texas Rangers ball cap from the 90s. That's pretty sick.
I have a signed Mike Trout baseball card that I pulled in
we're talking that kind of stuff. Then for favorite merch pieces, the Troy Tulowitzki signed baseball easily.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what type of merch we were talking about either. So
yeah,
it's a weird one.
But I didn't buy that. I got that the old-fashioned way.
There we go. Funniest moment. I guess on the field they're saying funniest moment.
On the field.
Let me think of some funny moments in Major League Baseball. What comes to mind?
I got a funny how sad it is moment.
Okay.
When Jim Joyce ruined Armand Galarraga.
Oh, and that was 34 saddest. So yeah, that was very tough to watch. Jim Joyce felt so bad about it. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Galarraga. Just a no-win situation for anybody.
And just imagine if replay was around back then.
Yeah. Funniest moment. I like when Angel Hernandez's calls in a playoff game got overturned. Like he got like 3 calls overturned at first base one time.
Yeah.
In a playoff game, that was funny.
I got funniest moment when Bryce Harper winds up to throw his helmet at Hunter Strickland and it just goes off to the side.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I got when Manny Machado got tagged by Josh Donaldson and lost his shit.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah, Manny Machado has some moments there.
Pretty funny there.
There's I got to think about that.
The Pirates' entire franchise. That's pretty funny.
Cheap shot, or is it? All right, and then let's see. 18. Did we do 18? I feel like we did. We'll wrap this up maybe. But 18 is favorite legendary player.
Favorite legendary player.
I'll start because I have a few.
Yeah, we can rattle off a few here.
Yeah, and I like the players that I've read a lot about. Okay, and I've Derek Jeter. Okay, I really like. I read about Derek Jeter and his, The Captain by Ian O'Connor. Check it out if you haven't. Mariano Rivera. I really like those personalities that were on those.
Are you a secret Yankees fan, Steve? Is that what
No, I just really like those personalities that were on those Yankees teams. Yeah. George Steinbrenner, not a player, but I mean George Steinbrenner. There's nothing like reading about the boss. Yeah. Willie Mays is up there. I think just reading about Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, even Barry Bonds. I mean, I feel like he's up there. I'm looking at my shelf here to see if I'm missing anybody. Yeah, that's who I would go with that core right there.
Yeah, so I have a mixture of legendary players and kind of just like players who are forgotten by history, So I'm gonna go Bob Gibson. It's a good one. Darryl Strawberry.
Ooh, yeah.
Satchel Paige, just because this guy was still pitching me with 65. Think about that.
Satchel Paige might be the best pitcher the game has ever seen, and nobody really saw him in his prime.
Insane. Then I'm gonna go Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go Mickey Mantle. Then we got to hit Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson, just for because Ricky Henderson was awesome. Man.
Ricky's a good one. Let's
see who else. All right, and then forgotten players, Troy Gloss.
Oh, Mark Pryor. All those starting pitchers that Dusty Baker like ruined the careers of. He had such a good rotation. And
Dontrell Willis.
Yeah, Dontrell Willis is a good one. I'll give you my ultimate one. Ultimate forgotten player who was like the best player I've ever seen for a few weeks. When he got hot, this guy was the best player I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, ready for this? Josh Hamilton.
Yep.
Josh Hamilton. I'm convinced if he didn't have demons, if he was on the field, if he was healthy, if he was sober, Josh Hamilton's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, there's Absolutely. No question about it. That's some of the best raw talent I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely. Josh Hamilton.
Dude, another forgotten player to go right along with him, fellow Ranger, CJ Wilson.
Oh yeah, forgot about Cliff Lee. Forgot about him.
Yep. Man, those Phillies teams in like the 2010s were just unreal.
And I guess if we're also talking about like really short peaks, Tim Lincecum had a really short peak.
We don't have to get into Timmy. I mean, then we have to start talking about Barry Zito too, and it just get out of hand.
Yeah. But I mean, Josh Hamilton's atop the list of like biggest what if for me.
Yeah,
it's amazing to me that guy. I mean, I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Because that guy was like one of the best players I've seen for like 2 weeks. And he'd go on these 2-week stretches where he'd hit like 500 and it'd be amazing.
He probably has, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he had the record for most AL player of the weeks.
Yeah, that's the kind of player he was. He has an MVP too. An MVP
and a home run derby champion.
And a home run derby champion. One of the best rounds ever in home run derby champion.
I think that's when he cemented himself as
like
a legend of the 2000s.
Probably extremely emotional moment for him too.
Oh, absolutely.
Took a while for him to get Rule 5 pick. I mean, just a big long career. Great story, but kind of sad what it's kind of turned into.
Yep.
So we'll do 2 more here. 37, which is here's a good one. What would your walk-up song be?
Walk-up song. Yeesh. I feel like I'd pull a Buster Posey and go country. I'm gonna go with this is tough. I'm gonna go here. Give me a second to think, Steve. You go ahead.
Yeah, so for a long time I really liked Barry Bonds' Next Episode.
Yeah.
But just the instrumental. Yeah, I like that one. But I think I would go with, so I really like the way Wilmer Flores.
Well, you're a pitcher, so do the song you'd warm up to.
Okay, yeah, I have that one too. But I really like how Wilmer Flores has like the Friends theme song as his walk.
Oh, you'd totally go The Office, wouldn't you, Steve?
No, I wouldn't. But
Really?
just saying that I like the way the fans get involved with the claps, right? So I would want to do something that the fans could get involved with. So I would run out to the mound from the bullpen to Living on a Prayer.
Okay, there you go.
It could be like a sing-along every time I come out there. That would be sick.
Yeah. No, I think I'd go damn. I'm like at a loss right now. I think I'm gonna go with a classic though. I'm gonna go with Ride With Me by Nelly. I think that's a good one that'll get the fans involved.
Yeah. So many good walk. I mean, Enter Sandman's the best walk.
Enter Sandman. Oh, I'd definitely go AC/DC. I'd go Highway to Hell potentially.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
Struck.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more here.
Oh no, I do Seven Nation Army for sure. Final answer, Seven Nation Army.
There we go. Okay, we'll do one more of these questions here. 13, which is least favorite uniform. Okay.
There's so many.
Least favorite uniform. Trying to think of the real ugly ones. I like powder blue on some teams.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the really bad ones. I mean, the White Sox had like the weird shorts. Do you remember that in like the 80s or something?
Yeah, I'm going OG Miami Marlins, like when they first moved to Miami.
Were bad.
Those were bad.
The color scheme was bad. I like how they look now. I don't like looking at the Diamondbacks road jerseys for like a few days now.
Yeah.
When the Giants came, or when they came to San Francisco, those are not too good to look at.
I don't know. I think the gray is pretty nice. I actually like the Diamondbacks.
I think they softened it up from the last time it was. I don't know. Those ones are interesting to me.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else works.
I actually like the Pirates jerseys.
I guess we could transform this into like best uniforms too.
Best uniforms.
I mean, clearly pinstripes.
I don't like the Angels uniforms. They don't really like the A logo.
Yeah, they're a little plain.
Yeah. Trying to think though. I feel like I'm missing a team.
For worst?
Yeah.
I think the best they're okay, there's a few really good. First of all MLB jerseys I think are pretty solid. I really, really, really like St. Louis. I've always liked St. Louis's uniforms. I like the bird. I like the bird
When
on the bat.
you're talking about powder blue uniforms earlier, like that St. Louis powder blue with the bird.
Those are nice too.
Special.
I like those, and I like that. I like the Dodgers too. I like the Dodgers uniforms, the white ones, the white home ones. I like the pinstripe Yankees. Um,
I
what
like the
else?
Rockies sleeveless.
Okay, yeah. They don't wear those anymore, do they?
No, I do.
Oh, I have a sleeper for you. Rather new, the San Diego brown and yellow, the home ones.
It's really nice. Yeah, with the
Those
pinstripe.
are nice.
Yeah.
Those might be the best in baseball.
Yeah. With the A's, my thing with the A's is I like how they have the white cleats, no matter what
I like
jersey.
those too. And I
Yeah.
like those green ones that they wear.
Yeah.
Um
Those are nice.
I like the Brewers away jerseys kind of look like college uniforms with the Nike.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cleveland's navy is a classic.
Yeah, I like the Cubs. They have pinstripes too, I think.
Yeah.
Um
Cubs have great throwback jerseys too.
they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we're recording this, the Giants are playing in their Juneteenth jerseys today. So pretty nice throwback.
A nice tribute as well.
Yeah, great tribute, for sure. So we got to do one more because I'm addicted to this now. Should have done a whole episode with this. I should have planned better. Okay, here we go. One more. 30. I think I did this one already. 30 favorite baseball quote. I mean, there's some that have stuck throughout like society, right? It ain't over till it's over is Yogi Berra's famous quote, and it goes more than just baseball. Yogi's had a lot of them. What's a famous baseball quote? I'm trying to go beyond Yogi Berra here.
Yeah, right. I love the one he says about the game being 10% physical and 50% physical, 90% mental.
Yeah. I really like Leo DeRocher's nice guys finish last.
Yeah.
That one's always interesting. And also whenever I think of like baseball quotes, I think of for some reason the scene from
I got Pete Rose. I'd walk through hell in a gasoline suit to play baseball.
There we go. That's a good one. But I like the one from Field of Dreams. The constant is always baseball, Ray, or something like through all the years, the constant is baseball. Or people will come, Ray. So I don't know.
No, that's true. And then you got my guys are savages in the box, Aaron Boone.
Another John Boy. Derek Jeter had a really good one too. I'm trying to remember what it was. I might have to Google it. Derek Jeter quote. It was something like there's nothing good about losing.
I got Bryce Harper. That's a clown question, bro.
That's good. Jeter said there may be people who have more talent than you, but there's no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do. And I believe that.
Ricky Henderson. Ricky doesn't have albums. Ricky has CDs.
Oh, real quick before we sign off, the greatest Ricky Henderson story of all time. Okay. There's so many, but the greatest one that I've heard is that he was teammates in Toronto. He was teammates with John Olerud, a first baseman who used to wear a batting helmet in the field. And I guess a handful of players would do this.
Mm-hmm.
And Ricky Henderson joined the Mariners, and John Olerud was on the Mariners at that time too. And Ricky Henderson went up to John Olerud and said, "Hey, you wear a batting helmet when you play in the field. I used to play with a guy that did that." And John Olerud was like, "Yeah, I was the guy that did that. I'm the one that you used to play with. That was me." So that's a classic. I mean, just it always makes me laugh whenever teammates like Dustin Pedroia said that David Ortiz didn't know his name was Dustin. After all the years they played together. That's a funny one too. Who is Dustin?
Dude, I would love. I can just imagine Ortiz saying Pedroia in his Dominican accent.
Bedroya. Yeah. Love it. Some characters in the game. But yeah, this was a fun first banter show. I guess, it proves that we could have success without a guest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this was a lot of fun. And we'll try and do this weekly for sure. I know sometimes life gets in the way, but we'll do our guest. We'll mix
We can always
this
do
in.
some emergency episodes if big MLB news pops up.
No, absolutely. And we'll do some lives on Instagram, Twitter. We'll be around. So yeah, follow us on Twitter at RizzoCast and on Twitter and Instagram. And then you could follow us individually on Twitter. Jasper, what's your at?
I got Jasper Lindsey with 2 Y's at the end.
Steven Rissotto, Steven with a V and RISSOTTO. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed our first banter episode and have a great day.